I want to call this meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. And call regular agenda item number 2, our invocation and pledge of allegiance. And I'm going to ask Mr. Perez to lead us in this.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. If I can have everyone please stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. The invocation will be from Pastor Enrique Kike Gonzalez from Connections for Christ Church. So, Mr. Gonzalez, please come forward to... Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for this privilege. I just want to read a scripture real fast. And scripture reads like this. James 1:5 says, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach." And that's what I want to do. I want to pray for wisdom for our leadership. I thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge that you have, but I pray that God's divine wisdom would intervene. And his promise is that if we ask, he will give it to us. Father, we thank you. We thank you, first of all, for your son Jesus that died on the cross and gives us the privilege and the opportunity to approach you, Father. Not that we are worthy, Father, but because of his blood that he shed, Father, we have the right. He is the way, Father, and no one comes to you except through him, Father. And this evening, Father, I thank you for this representation of the city, Father. I thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge and the talents that you have given us, Father, and that you have just blessed the city with, Father. But today we acknowledge you. Your word says that if we trust in you, we acknowledge you, that you will direct our steps, Father. And today, Father, I ask that the wisdom from heaven be available to each and every person, God, who will be making a decision, Father, that will affect not only this group of people here, but our community, our city, and Lord, I believe that even our nation, Father. We speak blessing, Father. We pray, God, that everything that is spoken here, everything that is said, everything that is done, every decision that is made, Father, would be made, Lord, with the acknowledgement of your divine favor and your divine guidance. We thank you, Father. We thank you that you have promised that if we asked, we would receive. We're asking, Father. You said that if we would seek, we would find. Father, we're seeking. You said that if we would knock, you would open the door. Father, we're knocking. We're knocking, Father. We're asking that you intervene in these, Lord, situations, these circumstances, things that will take place here today. And we thank you, Father, that we can trust that you will guide our steps. In the name of your Son, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to ask you to step up front so we can take a picture with you, sir, for our history book for the City of Mission. From South Michigan.
South Mission. South Mission. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Thank you for the prayers, very inspiring. And thank you for all the service you've done for our people. Usually behind the scenes, but great choice, Mr. Perez. Regular meeting agenda item number 3, Mr. Perez.
Yes, we do have Senator Hinojosa here to do an All-America City presentation. Mr. Hinojosa, you could please.
The chair recognizes Senator Hinojosa.
Thank you, Mayor, and so really, and City Council people. It's a pleasure to be back in the great city of Mission, the All-American city. First time I've come before the City Commissioner, City Council, since Mission was named the All-American city. And sometimes I'm very proud because I was raised here in Mission. I graduated in 1965. And Mission Eagles at that time.
That was 3 years ago, right?
A few years ago, I think I had more hair there than I do now. But you know what is really interesting is the history the Mission has. always been a very conservative, family-oriented community. People sometimes forget that Mission was named because of La Lomita. And some of the people that we have produced in roles of leadership, from Mr. Conway, whose Main Street's name is honored. We had William James Bryan, who had a winter home here in Mission. We also had Sherland, who started the citrus industry. And Sherland is named after his family and what the industry he started. But just as important, we have Senator Lloyd Benson. It's really amazing. Kika de la Garza, Coach Tom Landry. So Mission has a reputation for producing quality people. And it's really an honor to have Mission recognized in the Texas Senate for your leadership, for your vision, in providing places for people to go and exercise, walking trails, Butterfly Park, but also jobs. The Seed Center you have here, where it provides help to small business people who want to start a career, want to start in technology, and the number of grants that you all receive. And I usually don't like to read resolutions, and I'm not going to read this one, but I'm telling you what a great city, what a great job that you all have done, and the citizens of Mission. When we have the Citrus Parade every year, it's full with people from all over the state and from Mexico that come here. As a matter of fact, I remember when I used to be out there and they'd be throwing pennies out there. We would go out there and collect the pennies. It was quite an honor. So for me, I just want to present the City Council a Senate resolution recognizing your hard work and your leadership in providing a good quality of life to the citizens of Mission. And with that, Mr. Mayor, if I may, I'd like to come up and present this resolution to you all.
Is it possible to come up here so we can get all the council and the mayor together and our city manager?
Thank you.
One more, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a Texas Senate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Regular meeting agenda item number 5, correction number 4, Ms. Carrillo.
Mayor, Council, good afternoon. We have a proclamation here for Senator Hinojosa, and the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa proudly represents the people of Texas Senate District 20. Whereas Senator Hinojosa served in the Texas House of Representatives from 1981 until 1991, and again from 1997 to 2003. During his tenure in the Texas House, Hinojosa passed landmark legislation of all kinds. Since his election to the Texas Senate in 2003, he has continued to ensure passage of vital legislation. Whereas because of his extraordinary leadership, Senator Hinojosa has been named 3 times among top 10 best legislators by Texas Monthly Magazine. He was named a top 10 legislator by Capital Insider 3 times as well, and was named as 2019 Texas Senator of the Year by the Texas State Association of Firefighters. Whereas Senator Hinojosa is a tireless advocate for firefighters and for public safety in Texas Senate District 20 and around the state. Whereas Senator Hinojosa fought for and led the passage of Senate Bill 2551, which reforms the Texas workers' compensation system that helps ensure that Texas firefighters that become ill or injured on the job will get the health care coverage to which they are entitled by law. Whereas Senator Hinojosa was instrumental in the city being awarded the National Incident-Based Reporting System, NIBRS grant, in the amount of $338,757. Now therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby congratulate Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa for his extraordinary leadership in the 86th legislative session and for his support to the City of Mission Public Safety Departments. Proclaimed on this the 22nd day of July, 2019.
The chair will entertain a motion for the proclamation. We have a motion and a second, and any questions by any of the council persons? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Proclamation. The chair will recognize Senator Hinojosa.
I'm very honored, Mayor Caña, but this is all teamwork, not only from the firefighters being up there all the time, but I have a great delegation. Representative Munoz and Representative Longoria played a key role in the House, so I also want to thank them for their leadership in the House. And thank you very much for honoring me today.
We would like to present the proclamation to you individually, and all three proclamations will be done individually, and at the end, we would enjoy and entertain a picture of the three of you together with our city council and our city manager. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You want to come up here to receive your proclamation?
We do have, on behalf of the Mission Fire Department and also the Mission Police Department, Mr. Robert Lopez has a few comments and also a gift for Hinojosa.
Yes, we'll give him the time. Mr. Lopez, the chair recognizes.
Thank you, Mayor. First, can I get all the firefighters to come up here? That's all right with you, Mayor? Senator, this session was amazing. Without hesitation, whenever we needed your help, you were there.
You give him the opportunity for him to get down, step down
Oh,
again.
I'm sorry,
I
go
wasn't aware of it, so,
Each of them are going to give
Senator, this is just a small token of our appreciation. This session, you were there for us 100%, without hesitation, throughout the whole session. Anything we needed, you were there. From Senate Bill 2551 to securing the LODD benefits. On behalf of the Mission Firefighters Association, on behalf of the Texas Firefighter Association, we would like to present you this plaque as a token of our appreciation.
You want us to put them there? Okay. Okay.
Senator, thank you very much once again.
Appreciate you
Yes,
guys.
Thank you so much, Senator.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The chair recognizes you.
Thank you, sir.
One of the things that we enjoy as directors is when our city council invites us to Mission Day at the Capitol. And that was February 12th and 13th. And one of the things that you do as a director is go and talk to our senators and our state representatives to try and get grant funds. And that's one of the things that I took advantage of when I went to Austin and obviously met with the senator and the staff. And one of the things that obviously we try to do is get as much funding to our community in order to use those type of funds from the state instead of local funds. So the senator and his office was very instrumental with helping us with a NIBRS grant that we wanted to apply for back in February. And we got the award, a little bit over $300,000 here for the Mission Police Department. And I have a plaque for you, Senator, in appreciation. And it reads as follows: with our greatest appreciation to Juan Jesus Chuy Hinojosa, District 26 Senator, for your unwavering support, unrelenting guidance that helped in leading the way for the Mission Police Department to successfully attain grant funding from the Office of the Governor for the National Incident-Based Reporting System, NIBRS. The Mission Police Department presents this to you in appreciation of your persevering efforts and assistance in ensuring our department continues to enhance our resources to better serve our community.
Thank you,
sir.
Chief. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks again, Senator.
And I know that we got the lion's share of that, so I appreciate that.
You want your coat?
Yeah, let me have my
Yeah.
coat. So everybody's got a coat on, so I want a little more formal.
Not everybody. Almost everybody.
Yes. Please come up, please. One more. Thank you.
This is particular. Again, thank you. We're honored.
Appreciate it.
We're going to do the same thing. Call in regular meeting agenda item number 5, proclamation, Ms. Carrillo.
Yes, Mayor, Council, the following proclamation is for State Representative Oscar Longoria, and the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas Representative Oscar Longoria proudly represents the people of Texas House District 35. Whereas Representative Longoria is in his 4th term serving the district that includes Hidalgo and Cameron County and the cities and towns of La Joya, Sullivan City, Peñitas, Alton, Mission, Edinburgh, Hargill, Monte Alto, Egg Couch, La Villa, Mercedes, Weslaco, Santa Rosa, Primera, Palm Valley, Combs, Harlingen, and La Feria. Whereas Representative Longoria served as Vice Chairman of the House Appropriations Committee for a second consecutive session and is on the newly merged Pensions, Investment, and Financial Services Committee and House calendars in the 86th legislative session. The consecutive appointments of Vice Chairman of the House Appropriations Committee are a testament to Representative Longoria's dedication, leadership skills, and significant impact on the budget writing process. Whereas Representative Longoria is a tireless advocate for the firefighters and for public safety in the Texas House District 35 and around the state. Whereas Representative Longoria was a joint author of House Bill 1521 and joint sponsor of Senate Bill 2551, which reforms the Texas workers' compensation system and helps ensure that Texas firefighters that become ill or injured on the job will get the health care coverage to which they are entitled by law. Whereas Representative Longoria was a joint author of House Bill 3635, which further strengthens the line of duty death benefits for families of Texas firefighters, and was named as 2019 Texas Representative of the Year by the Texas State Association of Firefighters. Whereas Representative Longoria was instrumental in the city being awarded the National Incident-Based Reporting System, NIBRS grant, in the amount of $338,757. Now therefore, we the City Council of the City of Mission do hereby congratulate State Representative Oscar Longoria for his extraordinary leadership in the 86th legislative session and for his support to the City of Mission Public Safety Departments, proclaimed on this the 22nd day of July, 2019.
The chair will entertain a motion for the proclamation, and we have a motion and I have a second. In this, I open it for further discussion by any of the council members. No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Proclamation has been declared. Mr. Oscar, Representative, sir, you have the...
Thank you very much, Mayor, and thank you so much to the City Council. I'm truly honored and humbled. I want to thank the firefighters for the City of Mission, because they are tireless advocates, not only for the City of Mission, but for firefighters throughout the entire state. And we put some budgetary items in the budget specifically helping border firefighters. And I think it's important to note that prior to them advocating for the firefighters of South Texas, there was nothing in the budget. So they've actually worked on that 2 consecutive sessions. They are always in Austin, and they want to make sure that all of South Texas is protected, not only with firefighter rights. I also want to thank Speaker Bonin for putting me in a position to help South Texas. I think, Mayor, and City Council members, that my doors are always open for anybody. It doesn't matter if I represent the area or not. I'm always willing to try to help out the betterment of the Rio Grande Valley. And I, of course, want to thank my wife and my 2 wonderful little girls, Camilla and Madison, if they could please rise. Without them...
If you want to ask them to join you,
they can please come up.
The chair recognizes them to join you as the city promotes the family unit.
Thank you, Mayor. My wife supports me every Sunday whenever I drive up to Austin, drive up Sunday evenings for Monday hearings, and I'm there through Thursday or Friday and then head home for the weekends. And, my kids understand, the obligations and the duties that the position carries, and I really appreciate that they're willing to bear with me and understand that for 6 months I'm not home, and be very supportive, because without them, none of this would be possible. So I truly thank them, and I thank everybody here in all of South Texas and the entire region. There's great things coming, and it will continue to grow. So just thank you very much, and may God continue to bless the City of Mission, and of course, may God bless the firefighters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Robert Lopez.
Representative Longoria, there's no words that we can be how thankful we are for you. From opening your doors on a daily basis to us, always being there, no matter what we needed, being there to advocate for firefighters, for the City of Mission. We want to say thank you on so many levels, being a co-author of House Bill 1521, helping Senate Bill 2551, the LEDD, securing the $2 million for the border firefighters. We are beyond in your debt, and thank you for being such a friend to all the Texas firefighters here.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We'd like to present you with this token of our appreciation.
I want to say a real quick story, Mayor, just so that folks know how good the firefighters of Mission are. we were driving up to Austin, and there was an accident that had occurred on the roadway, and it became apparent that there was not going to be any assistance. And these firefighters, literally, we just pulled over, and they went ahead and provided first response to the individual that was involved in the automobile accident, and they kind of showed up the local firefighters and just showed them the ability that they had, and it just tells you what kind of people we have here in Mission that are willing to help out folks, doesn't matter where they're at. So I was very impressed, and that just shows you the heart that these guys have, so we need to thank them for what they do.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now we need for you and your family to go over here and accept the proclamation.
Well, again, on the same trip, you also talked to the state representative, especially the one that they tell me has the money bags in his office, right? Obviously, if you heard some of the accolades, he is the vice chair that sits on appropriations. That's where the money comes from, right? So that was very important to us to talk to him about our program. You know, and I'm pretty sure just the day that we were there, he had visitors from every walk of life, obviously asking for the same thing, you know, help with one of their projects. But I'm very thankful to you, Mr. Longoria, because one of the things he did for us, the following day he set up a meeting for us with the governor's office, and I met with the governor's office the following day and explained our grant and what we wanted to do. Well, lo and behold, not knowing this, but several months later, I got a phone call from Melissa Lucio. She's the Border Patrol person in charge of the station here in McAllen. Says, Chief, can you meet with me underneath Anzalduas Bridge on this particular day? And of course I said, yes, not a problem. There's some people from Washington coming, and I want to tell them about our partnership, and maybe we can get some more money here for another grant that we have, which is called Stone Garden. Well, when I arrived there, the first people I set eyes on are the same two people from the governor's office. And obviously as they're walking up to me, they say, Chief, we know what you want, NIBRAS. Yes, that's what I want. So I thank you for that. And in appreciation, this plaque to you, sir, again, for the greatest appreciation from our department for all that you do for us. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Chief, you want to
Pastor.
invite him over here so
Yes.
he can bring his family?
Pastor.
And we can have a full picture with the family and the council.
way so the babies can... You need these down?
It's the first one for the city. Leon, we respect you. One more.
Thank you.
Here's the toughest. That's good. Every time I see you, you get called on trouble. Now we'll call regular meeting agenda item number 6, proclamation, Ms. Carrillo.
Mayor, Council, the following proclamation is for State Representative Sergio Munoz, and it reads as follows. Whereas Representative Sergio Munoz proudly represents the people of Texas House District 36. Whereas Representative Munoz is in his 5th term serving a district that includes parts or all of the cities of Hidalgo, Gran Cano, McAllen, Mission, Palmview, and Pharr in Hidalgo County. Whereas Representative Munoz has received countless accolades, such as recognition for his continual support and leadership for the Advocates for Patient Access, the Boys and Girls Club Texas Alliance of Independent Pharmacists, and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, RGV sector. The awards highlight his commitment to our community and the diligent attention he gives to District 36. Whereas Representative Munoz has served as Vice Chairman of the Insurance Committee and is currently Vice Chairman of the Land and Resource Management Committee. He has also served as a member of the Appropriations Committee since the 83rd legislative session. Whereas Representative Munoz relentlessly aims to strengthen the region by supporting legislation and initiatives that improve education, health care, infrastructure, economic development, and public safety, including the restoration of critical funding to public schools and the Medicaid program. He believes that collaboration and communication are the most effective means of achieving the necessary results that South Texas deserves and strives to build community bridges to promote partnership among South Texas leaders. Whereas Representative Munoz was instrumental in the city being awarded the National Incident-Based Reporting System, NIBRS grant, in the amount of $338,757. Now therefore, we the City Council of the City of Mission do hereby congratulate State Representative Sergio Munoz for his extraordinary leadership in the 86th legislative session and his support to the City of Mission Public Safety Departments, proclaimed on this the 22nd day of July, 2019.
The chair will recognize the motion.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the proclamation, open it for discussion by any of the city council person. I see no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Proclamation has been declared.
you.
Mr. Sergio Munoz Jr., will you please, the chair recognizes you to the podium.
Thank you, Mayor, and first, I just want to thank God for the opportunity to serve and for the blessings that He's bestowed upon each and every one of us, and I'm a firm believer that He puts us in positions for the betterment of the people and to make the right decisions for all. And I know for anybody in elected office, it's something, it's someone that we look for in terms of guidance and making sure that we're making the right decisions in everything that we do on a daily basis. In addition to that, many thanks to the mayor and the city council for this honor. I'm truly humbled and to not only represent this great city, but to work in partnership with each and every one of you in making our city better and making our community better. I also need to thank my wife and my kids for allowing me to serve and to
to continue to not only be a part of the community here, but also while we're in session, et cetera, as mentioned before. And also to the community and to the great people that live here. I need to also thank my staff before they get upset at me, too. But they definitely are individuals who don't get the recognition at times, but I do know that they work tirelessly day in and day out for not only our district here, but also in Austin and for the betterment of this great state. So thank you very much, Mayor, City Council, for this opportunity and for this recognition. I look forward to working with each and every one of you going forward. May God bless each and every one of you and your families, and may He continue to bless the great city of Mission. Thank you.
You want to call your family up? Is firefighters going to?
I think Sergio and I have a good relationship. He always calls me and says, ¿Por qué este policía hizo esto? Why did the state trooper do this and that? So I get calls from him all the time for answers, right? Sometimes I have them, sometimes I don't. But, a great resource for me here at the City of Mission and the Police Department. Again, back in February, went and visited with him and his staff, talked to him about the NIBRS grant as well. Obviously, he sits on the Appropriations Committee along with Mr. Longoria. So these guys have always been instrumental in helping us here in the City of Mission obtain these grant funds. And $338,000 is a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. And we were one of the highest awards in the state of Texas. So I thank all three of you for your leadership, your diligence in helping us obtain these grant funds. And for you, sir, in recognition for your hard work and dedication.
Thank you. We're bringing up the grant.
Thank you.
Congratulations, but now you're going to accept it.
Cindy, Lorda, you and Lorda. Yeah.
Lo ponemos en la cabeza.
You're out of the way here. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Last one. One more. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you have to stay up here.
Sergio, we need the three.
Senator.
Senator and, put the senator in the middle. Can I please go to the senator, the representative?
It's the off-season. It doesn't matter right now.
It doesn't matter, but
It's the
I
off-season.
know there's no problem between the
It's
senator.
31 versus 150.
Thank you.
It's like planning and zoning versus the council. We're the council on the planning and zoning. I'll see you.
Sometimes they'll talk to each other, think, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
After research done. It'll be in September. September.
Really appreciate it.
That's what I said.
Yeah, let's see.
Sergio. Sergio. They're protectors. I want to call regular meeting agenda item number 7, proclamation, Ms. Carrillo. Okay. Let's hold it. Let's hold it for a minute. Then taking the computer down. Yeah. The chair recognizes Ms. Carrillo.
Mayor, Council, due to unforeseen circumstances, Mr. Kane Dawson, the CEO of Mission Regional Medical Center, is not able to be with us today. He extends his regrets, but the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas founded in 1954, Mission Regional Medical Center, then Mission Municipal Hospital, opened its doors as a 35-bed city-owned facility located on Bryce Drive. Whereas in 1987, Mission Hospital, renamed in 1981, was relocated to South Bryan Road into a newly constructed 110-bed facility. Whereas in 2005, the hospital opened a new 5-story bed tower for inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation services, intensive care unit, step-down telemetry, medical surgical, obstetrics, and neonatal intensive care unit, doubling the size of the hospital. Whereas in 2008, the neonatal intensive care unit expanded to 20 beds, bringing the licensed capacity of the medical center to 297 beds. Whereas in 2011, Mission Regional Medical Center opened a new joint replacement institute and significantly upgraded cardiac capabilities with the addition of a new state-of-the-art cath lab. Whereas today, Mission Regional Medical Center is proud to serve the Mission community in a beautiful 297-bed campus, offering a variety of primary and specialty services. Whereas in July 2017, Mission Regional Medical Center became part of the Prime Healthcare Foundation, a charitable health foundation that includes 15 not-for-profit hospitals and is associated with Prime Healthcare, one of the largest hospital systems in the nation, based in California, with 45 acute care hospitals in 14 states, of which 3 are located in South Texas: Knapp Medical Center, Harlingen Medical Center, and Mission Regional Medical Center. Whereas Mission Regional Medical Center is ranked among the top hospitals in the country for clinical excellence, including Maternity Excellence Award, Orthopedic Care Excellence Award, and Patient Safety Excellence Award by Health Grades for 3 years in a row. Whereas Mission Regional Medical Center has been named a high-performing hospital by U.S. News & World Report in 2017-2018, Mission Regional has also been nationally recognized as a Grade A hospital by the Leapfrog for Hospital Safety in spring of 2019. Now therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Mission, do hereby congratulate Mission Regional Medical Center for their 65 years of caring for our community, proclaimed on this the 22nd day of July, 2019.
The chair will entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor, I have a second, and this I open it for further discussion. And any discussion by any of the council members? No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Proclamation has been declared, the motion has passed.
Thank you.
And Ms. Carrillo, we're going to ask you to deliver it on behalf of the mayor and council and the city manager. I'll call for regular meeting agenda item number 8, the National Butterfly Center update. Ms. Wright or Ms. Wright's representative. Do we have anybody in the audience? And not Mr. Perez, will you, or Ms. Carrillo will address to...
Mayor and Council, Ms. Wright also advised us she had a little accident and is not going to be able to make it to the meeting today. She gives her regrets, but she will be getting an update possibly at the next council meeting.
It's my understanding that folders have been delivered to the council, the city council, on the National Butterfly Center. Can I confirm that so you all can be able to read it, and next time that we have the agenda item, we'll be prepared to ask any questions if the questions are in your mind as far as that is concerned.
Thank you.
No action needs to be taken on this, am I correct?
That's correct.
Regular meeting agenda number 9, Ms. Enriquez, for the record, your name and address, and you...
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Definitely not Ms. Enriquez.
I'm filling in for Brenda today. My name's CJ Sanchez. I'm the Vice President with the Chamber. I'll keep my update on the Chamber brief. The Chamber met with Benson State, the team from Benson State Park last week in efforts to begin to start working a little closely together to increase the tourism efforts, and also just a joint partnership between the Chamber and the Benson State Park. Currently, the Chamber is updating all tourism items to show that we are now an all-America city. And also, I get to be the first to invite the council and mayor. Mission has once again been put on the map, and on Thursday, July 25th, the EDC, the City of Mission, and the Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a group press conference at 11:30 a.m. at the Seed Building to announce that a local mission-based company will be globally recognized as a finalist for a nationwide hell contest. I can't give any more details at the moment. It will go public on Wednesday, and the city, the 3 entities that I mentioned, will be hosting a press conference to give more details and to celebrate this great accomplishment. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. Any questions to be directed to the Mission Chamber of Commerce?
Nope.
No questions? Thank you. Regular meeting agenda item number 10, departmental reports. Mr. Perez, or is there any city council person that wants to address each or any of the department reports? If there's no question, I will entertain a motion to accept.
Move for approval, Mayor.
Second.
We have a motion to accept the departmental report as given to us in writing, and we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and departmental reports have been approved. On citizens' participation, Ms. Carrillo, has anybody signed up?
Mayor, we do have one person who signed up, Ms. Ellison, but she will be speaking on agenda item 1.1D. So
Okay.
she's going to wait until we address that item.
Is that your choice, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am. Any others? I will call regular meeting agenda item 1.0, the public hearings, and I'll call for 1.1A, Mr. Acevedo.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Item 1.1A is a public hearing, the second of two public hearings for a proposed annexation of the following areas. This is a tract of land being a 9.43 acre tract of land, more or less, out of Lot F, B, and L Millers, re-subdivision of lots 16 through 20, Block 4, Mission Groves Estates. And on annexations, the city is required to have two public hearings to acquire public input. This is the second of the two public hearings. The properties are adjacent to the Mission city limits, water and sewer are available, and Tract 1 is under a voluntary annexation request. We received a request from the engineer of the subdivision that's being proposed there, but it was a request that came from the actual landowner through his engineer. And we have not received any comments against this proposed annexation. This is the second public hearing. Item 1.1A is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this proposed annexation, voluntary annexation? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the proposed volunteer annexation? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the proposed voluntary annexation? I don't see anybody coming to the podium, so I'm going to close the public hearing. And Mr. Acevedo, I don't think that we need any action or...
Well, the next item is actually the adoption of the ordinance to formally recognize this tract in our city limits.
But at this time, we can close the public hearing and open it for discussion by any of the council persons, or you prefer to wait till the next agenda item?
I think, yeah, we'll just wait till the next.
Wait for the next agenda item? Okay, then I'll call for 1.1B, adoption of the annexation ordinance for the following area, and we'll entertain the motion for ordinance 4805.
I move for approval.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. In this, I open it for discussion, final discussion by any of the council persons.
Hi, Matt. I noticed that the P&Z board disapproved.
No, that might have been a typo on the,
It's a typo. Thank you.
yeah, it was approved.
Did they deny it or did they not?
No, it was approved.
It was approved. Okay,
Yes, it
that's what
was.
I need for you to report. No questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 4805 is approved. And I will call 1.5C, conditional use permit, and open it as a public hearing. Mr. Acevedo.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 1.1C is a public hearing for a conditional use permit renewal for a drive-through service window at Papa Taco Mexican Restaurant. This is at 2714 East Griffin Parkway, Suite B, being Lot 3 of Sparks and Townsend Plaza subdivision. The property is owned C3 General Commercial, and Susana Aguilar is the applicant. And if the council is inclined to approve this conditional use permit, it would require the adoption of an ordinance.
On July 10th, 2019, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this conditional use permit renewal request. The subject site is located at the southeast corner of Taylor and FM 495. And the applicant has been in operation at this location for 3 years now without any incidents. Prior to this, this site has been used, or the drive-through window has been used by the Brisket House in the past, plus others. So this isn't a new drive-through window. This has been in existence for quite some time now without any issues. The hours of operation are Monday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and a total of 8 employees man the operation during different shifts. Parking is held in common at the Sparks and Townsend Plaza, so parking is not really an issue at this site either. There was no public opposition during the P&Z meeting. The board unanimously recommended approval. Staff is recommending approval for life of use, subject to the CUP not being transferable to others. Our city manager is also in agreement. This is a public hearing. Item 1.1C is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the conditional use permit renewal? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the conditional use permit renewal? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the conditional use permit renewal? I do not see anybody coming to the podium, therefore I will close this public hearing and I will open it for any discussion by any of the council members.
I move for second.
We have a motion to approve. I hear a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The conditional use permit has been renewed. I call for 1.1D. Mr. Acevedo.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 1.1D is a public hearing for a conditional use permit renewal for the sale and outside consumption of alcoholic beverages at Whistling Duck. This is at 1603 East Griffin Parkway, lots 10 and 11 of Block 3, Sherry Garden subdivision. The property is owned C3 General Commercial, and Whistling Duck Inc. is the applicant. And if the council is inclined to approve this conditional use permit, it would require the adoption of an ordinance. On July 10th, 2019, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this conditional use permit renewal request. The subject site is located near the northwest corner of Garden View Drive and Griffin Parkway. There was public opposition during the P&Z meeting, and the voice or the concerns from one of the residents was related to loud music. And one of the things that I did have a chance to do was I had a chance to meet with Chief Dominguez, and we went over the reports that were coming in from the Whistling Ducks. And in fact, most of them, if not all, the majority of them were related to loud music. I did have a chance to speak to the owner, Mr. Jaime Morales, and I expressed to him what the concerns were. Our concerns are that any time that somebody opens the back door, the neighbors can hear the music. In looking at the police reports, that was the case. In speaking to Mr. Morales, he did mention that he has installed some sound dampening materials to help isolate the sound that's coming from his karaoke or his live bands. But it is still at those times when the back doors are open, whether they go back to their freezer to get some things, that the neighbors are hearing the loud music coming in from the building. I explained to Mr. Morales that perhaps one of the conditions of approval would be that he keep those back doors closed. Pick up all your things prior to 10 p.m. and then after 10 p.m. for those doors to remain closed. We've had similar issues in the past at Shots Bar and Grill that also borders some properties. There's residential houses behind it. And when that business was in operation, one of the things that they did was that they wouldn't open the doors past 10 p.m. All the trash pickups were done in the following morning. So in talking to Mr. Morales, we're going to be implementing the same here at his site, and he has agreed to comply with that request. The hours of operation are Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., Friday from 11 to 2 a.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to midnight. About 38 to 40 employees during different shifts man the operation, and parking is held in common at this commercial plaza. Section 6-4 requires that such uses be away from a church, a public or private school, or a public hospital. There is a church that borders the property to the west. However, when we measure from door to door, it does not qualify for the 300 feet. It is beyond the 300 feet. There are some residents, though, that do fall within the 300 feet, so we would need an exemption from the residential subdivision if this item is to pass. Like I said, there was one person that showed up to the P&Z meeting in opposition. The Planning and Zoning Commission did approve the renewal of the sale of alcohol. Staff is recommending approval subject to the CUP to be valid for a period of 2 years, at which time the applicant will have to renew his TABC license. No objection to the waiver of the 300-foot separation requirement, and that there not be any alcohol consumed outside of the premise. In the original request, he wanted to have a patio area in the front of the building, and the Planning and Zoning did not allow that. So that's why I wrote that one in there. We're also asking that they comply with the sign ordinance. Our city manager is also recommending approval. This is a public hearing. Item 1.1D is now before you.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this request?
Can you go back to the slide where my house is, please, Mr. Azevedo? Right, the one where, okay, fine. Hi, my name is Sharon Ellison, and I'm the lone voice crying in the wilderness about the noise. It is not fair to say that I only hear noise when the doors are open. I hear noise when the doors are closed, always. They rarely open the doors at the time that the band starts and so on. I hear noise, the booming background track, starting on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Every night of those days, I hear noise. The bass, it is a lie that he told you that it's only when they open the doors. I hear the noise when it starts at 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock on Thursday. On Friday, it's from 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock. On Saturday, it's from 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock. I live directly behind it, and I never heard about any exemption being asked to me. I'm within 100 feet of that place. I'm within 100 feet. Okay, I recommend that you not recommend this permit unless the owner complies with the noise ordinance, not just keeping the doors closed, but I am not supposed to hear what's going on in their building inside my house. I've called the police non-emergency many, many times, and they come, and there's really nothing they can do. I've been advised by the city lawyer that I need to talk to you, Chief Dominguez, about some kind of summons or something so that they can make him comply. You cannot keep allowing this. I've lived at that place for 17 years. It was an adult daycare center. There is noise all around. I know there's traffic. Also, the trucks coming back and forth and unloading, closing the access way, using a big Michelob truck, as big as here to there. All of those type trucks come around that alley. The garbage man can't even get through most of the time when they're doing this. But basically, it's the noise. And I've talked to Mr. Morales. I've invited him into my backyard, and it was on the day that we had I said, please, I'm a reasonable person. I'm a retired teacher of 37 years. I just retired, and I don't want to look forward to that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night noise. And it's a simple thing. They only have to tell the band to close down all those things that they have that make all that bass noise. You know what I'm talking about. And don't let me talk about the cars in Mission that are allowed to run down the streets with their bass noise. And by the way, South Padre Island just passed an ordinance yesterday that people in their golf carts can't play loud music out of their radio. Their open golf course was passed yesterday. Noise is a detriment to my health. My daughter lives with me also. I've spoken to the preacher of that church. We said, well, I run a day business, so it doesn't matter to me. I live there 24 hours a day. Mission has become, Griffin Parkway has become a land of restaurants and beer joints because you've allowed it to happen. And you know you cannot get people to come here. You know that. You cannot get people. I ask my neighbors and all that. But if there are people who drink, they don't care. They don't hear the noise. Right in front of my house, those people don't hear. But I hear it, and it bothers me. I told you, I am the voice crying in the wilderness. If you would please help me, not about closing the doors, not allowing that sound to be heard outside that building. I should not hear, and whatever little soundproofing it is, it doesn't work. And don't tell me about the doors, Mr. Acevedo, because that has nothing to do with it. Those doors are closed, and that sound is that way all the time. I have a complaint with the owner. He should know better. I've discussed this since it all started. You know I've been here when the other mayor was here, and I've been here when you were here. I am asking you to please not allow this thing to be given him his conditional permit use unless he complies with the noise. And don't tell me about decibels and how much you can hear. You need to drive behind my house Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you need to listen to what I have to hear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this request?
My name's Jaime Morales. I'm one of the owners there at the Whistling Duck. I'm here if there's any questions.
Okay.
Mayor, may I please ask Mr. Morales
I
a
have
question?
not closed the public hearing. Is that it, Mr. Morales?
Correct. I'm just here at...
We still have the public hearing, so if you could...
Have a seat.
This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against this conditional use permit renewal? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the conditional use permit renewal? This is a public hearing. Anybody in favor or against the conditional use permit renewal? I don't see anybody coming to the podium, therefore I'm going to close the public hearing, and I'm going to allow Ms. Ochoa, the City Council, ask the question.
Mr. Morales, I have a couple of questions. How are you?
Good morning, or good afternoon.
I can remember, your business has been in business for how long?
We're going on 2 years, I believe, in September.
Okay, so I recall whenever we gave you the permit 2 years ago, that we had talked about the noise and what you were going to do to prevent it so that the neighborhood could, live a comfortable life. I come from a media background, and I know there's things that you can put on the walls so that it can bounce off the music. I think that there's a common ground that we can kind of come to terms with so that she can live peacefully and you can continue your business. Have you ever thought of maybe looking into something like that?
Well, there's a couple different options, I guess. First, we had someone inspect the building. There was a gap between the wall and the ceiling, I guess, were connected. So we had foam insulation put in on the northwest side and then on the portion of the west side, just because I think that's the only area where we seem to be having any kind of complaints. So that's kind of the main thing we've done at this point. We've asked, other options that are out there, are maybe allowing the bands to plug in directly into the house system rather than using their own speakers. Okay. But for the individuals that we have performed there, I guess first on Thursday we have the same similar lineup every week. A gentleman named Laios, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he performs, I believe, at a couple other venues here in Mission. He's kind of himself he does his own, I wouldn't call it, he sings, so it's kind of a karaoke show, but he's the only singer. On Fridays, we have bands from 8 to 11. I guess if you look at our Facebook page, we kind of close them down at 11 o'clock. Typically, we limit ourselves to country music, almost exclusively, because we're trying to avoid any kind of rock or anything that's going to kind of be louder. We've talked to them about if they do have bass or drums, and we can lower anything that they have. On Saturdays, we have Homer Garza. We've kind of had him cut it off at midnight. For the most part, he states he doesn't have any subwoofers or anything like that either. That's kind of the main thing we're doing at this point. There's stuff we've talked about. I believe when the police have gone by, I guess my understanding, at least speaking to Mr. Acevedo, the report said that was when the officers noticed the noise, was when the doors were opening or closing. Typically when we go out to go talk to them. For the most part, I've been there. I think for most of the times the police have been there. We're trying to do what we can to comply. We haven't had any issues with TABC, any kind of violence, anything like that. Our crowd is more of a 30 and over crowd for the most part. So we're willing to work with the city on what they want us to do, but we do try to self-police ourselves as far as what type of acts we bring in and who we're bringing in.
Okay, so my question was, thank you for your comment, but would you be willing to put something on your walls to prevent the music from bouncing or doing it, like just something else? And I understand, I've been to your location one time for my birthday, and I mean, it was loud. I love Homer Garza's karaoke. I mean, I understand. I haven't been to your home, Miss, to hear, but I can just imagine. She's lived there for many years. I just want us to come to some terms. I think Mission is a great place that you all can come to some,
acoustic
form
panels.
of agreement.
I mean, we can put up some acoustic panels. I guess if there was a goal that we could achieve, I guess that would be good. But yes, putting up acoustic panels is not a problem. I'm just not sure. I mean, we could purchase them and put them up. I just want to make sure that we're complying with what you all would like us to do.
Thank you.
Any other question by any of the council persons? No? I'm sorry, ma'am, the public hearing has been closed. Yes, ma'am. In this, I will entertain a motion in favor or against the request by the council.
Mayor, I move for approval of the conditional use permit as presented by staff.
We recognize a motion to approve the conditional use permit renewal as presented by Mr. Acevedo. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a second, and this I open it for any discussion before I call for a vote. Any final questions? No final question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Same sign? No opposed? Motion carries. Conditional use permit is renewed. With the stipulation that Ms. Ochoa said. Okay, work something out.
Mr. Morales, I'll get with you so that we can meet.
All right,
Thank you.
I'll call for 2.0 consent agenda item. Keep in mind, any other council persons can pull any of the items specifically by just letting me know. If not, I'll entertain a motion for 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consent agenda has 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3 have been approved. 3.0, 3.1, Ms. Carrillo, board appointments. If your name is called, please stand up and come forward, please, if you're here present.
Mayor Council, this is the board appointments for the BEST Committee, Business, Economic Development, Shows, and Tourism. This committee was created at our last council meeting, and Mayor Ocaña is recommending the following appointments. City Manager Randy Perez, Deputy City Manager Aida Lerma, Mission Chamber of Commerce Brenda Enriquez, Texas Citrus Fiesta Carlos Garcia, MEDC Daniel Silva, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Cynthia Saskulinsky, International Chamber of Commerce Carlos Marin, Mission Historical Museum Cynthia Stovanovich, and Laura Vela in the citizen position.
Anybody in the audience, please stand up, and I recognize, want to stand up and move forward, please, because I'm going to ask the council for a motion to approve your appointment.
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion and a second.
Yes, and I have a
Second, and you have a question, go ahead.
Would that be or representative in case, one of them can't come to a meeting at that particular time? Would their representative be allowed to come?
I didn't designate it as that, no, because we really want the head people
Yes.
to begin to,
I understand, but there may be times that.
yeah, but there's enough for quorum,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, any other question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and
Thank you.
all of you are appointed. You all want to come up for a picture.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you too.
Congratulations.
How you doing?
Congratulations.
We're so busy.
You get two congratulations, Mayor.
¿Cómo estás? Glad to see you.
Do you want this position?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll go ahead and
I'll slide in.
Okay. I mean, Jessica.
Hold on, Mr. We'll wait for Ms. Ochoa, so we... That's a good problem to have for
No, it's...
Okay, big smile, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, and
Thank you.
bring some good things to Mission.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking.
Oh, yes, how are you? That's so sweet. Thank you.
Cuidado, mija. Moving right along, I'm going to call 3.2, Chief Dominguez.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Item 3.2 is authorization to purchase carpet flooring for the Mission Police Department Public Safety Building via state-approved contract, by board contract 561-18. The purchase will be from DS Floors and Interiors. The vendor will replace a carpet to the Mission Police Department Public Safety Building, which has existed since June of 2000. The areas that will be carpeted are located in the Criminal Investigation Bureau, Community-Oriented Policing Office area, Patrol Lieutenant's Office, the Sergeant's and Corporal's Office, Records, the Sex Offender area, a lobby administrative area, and the lobby area. The total cost is $33,978.88, which will be paid through the 2018 Certificate of Obligation Fund. Staff and City Manager recommend approval for this project.
Mayor, I move to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve 3.2, and this I open it for further discussion by any council members. No discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.2 is authorized. 3.3, Chief Dominguez.
Item 3.3 is authorization to accept donation of a box trailer from the Mission Crime Stoppers organization. Mission Police Department has always maintained a continuous partnership with Mission Crime Stoppers. Through that partnership, the Mission Crime Stoppers organization is donating a white 2019 Larkin closed trailer. The trailer will be used for various community events that are held year-round. Items such as chairs, tables, and other supplies will be stored in the trailer and moved from site to site. Staff and City Manager recommend approval to accept this donation from Mission Crime Stoppers.
Mayor, I move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second? We have a second, and this I open it for discussion by any other city council members. No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.3, authorized Chief Dominguez.
Item 3.4, Mayor, City Council, is authorization to accept a $3,000 donation from a City of Mission resident for the Mission Police Department K-9 Bureau. The Mission Police Department received a $3,000 donation for our K-9 Bureau. The donation was provided by City of Mission resident Arthur R. Tierney. This donation will be used to purchase cooling vests to keep our police K-9s protected from the hot weather elements. It is also to purchase equipment that will be beneficial for our K-9 Bureau. Staff and City Manager recommend approval to accept this donation of $3,000.
So moved.
We have a motion, and we have a second. Open it for discussion. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.4 is approved, Chief.
Thank you.
3.5, Chief.
Item 3.5 is authorization to purchase via state-approved contract all necessary equipment to outfit 3 new Chevrolet Police Tahoes to include the installation of equipment under by board contracts 524-17, 534-17, and 432-13. This purchase will allow the Mission Police Department to fully equip 3 new police Chevrolet Tajos with the necessary equipment. The equipment in question relates to police lighting, prisoner cages, push bumpers, guns racks, laptop mounting systems, etc. This request also includes the installation of the equipment for the 3 police Tajos. The total cost of this purchase is $56,875.95, which will be funded through the City of Mission Police Department Stone Garden Grant Funds. Staff and City Manager recommend approval.
Mayor, I move to approve.
We have a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open for discussion by any other council persons. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.5 is approved, Chief.
Thank you.
3.6, Mr. Terraz.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. I come before you to present item 3.6, authorization to award bid for seal coat pavement services on as-needed basis. We received 2 bid responses, award to Valley Striping, who is the lowest responsible bidder, meeting all the specifications in the amount of 14 cents per square feet. Staff and City Manager recommends approval.
Do I hear a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve 3.6. This is open for discussion by any of the city council persons. No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.6 is authorized, Mr. Terraz, and I call for 3.7.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 3.7, authorization to award bids for the installation of striping, pavement markings, and crack seal on as-needed basis. We received 1 bid response, award to Valley Striping, who is the lowest responsible bidder, meeting all the specifications in the amount of $60,277. Staff and City Manager recommends approval.
Mayor, I move to approve.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this is open for discussion for any of the city council persons. No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries. 3.7, Mr. Terraz, you're approved. 3.8, Mr. Bermudez.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. Come before you, bring you item number 3.8, authorization to engage firm for on-call engineering services for geotechnical and materials testing. City staff went out for qualifications, received 5 competitive proposals from Rabakisner, Inc., B2Z Engineering, LLC, Millennium Engineers Group, Inc., Terracon Consultants, Inc., and LNG Consulting Engineers. Proposals received were referred to an evaluation committee comprised of directors of planning, risk, and public works to review and evaluate proposals on the basis of technical qualification factors. All 5 proposals were deemed acceptable in accordance with the scope of service and evaluation criteria that was adopted by the city for this procurement. Staff is seeking council direction.
Council, they're asking for your direction.
Mayor, I make a motion to engage the firm for on-call engineering service for geotechnical material testing to Millennial Engineers.
We have a motion to accept Millennium Engineering as the on-call engineering service. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion. Go ahead, ma'am.
Mayor, I was wondering, I was hoping anyway, that we would have a pool of engineers. I know that there was 5 submissions. We could have maybe 2 or 3 of the 5 in a pool, city-approved pool. The way it's done at the county for subdivider or developer is that the actual developer has the option to contract with the individual engineers, which would eliminate the pass-through of funds from the developer to the city to the vendor. The developer basically pays directly to the vendor, and actually submits or requests bids from the approved vendors.
Okay.
So that would be my recommendation. It's kind of like when you apply for say a commercial loan at a local bank, and an appraisal is necessary. bank will give you approved appraisers, and you can actually go out for bids and pick what's most beneficial to the developer. And so I think in looking out for our developers' costs, I would like to recommend that we allow our sub-developers or developers to pick from a pool and deal directly with the vendor.
Any other questions? Any other?
I have a question for Mr. Bedmares.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Mr. Bedmares, who has been our firm that's been doing this and for how many years?
LNG Engineering has been our consulting firm for, I believe, for the last 10 years or something like that.
And who was second? And were they ever called?
We didn't have a second engineering firm for on-call services for geotechnical. They were our sole firm that was under an agreement, contractual agreement with the city on an as-needed basis.
Okay, so I was given different information. That's not the information that I have received.
What we can do is, you have a motion on the floor, and we have a second by Mr. Vela. You know, if it's approved, then we can add Ms. Garza's request about the pool. If the engineering firm doesn't, we can also, begin to do similar to what we do with the record service.
We can have backups.
Yeah.
We can have backups in case our prime firm is not available to perform the services.
I guess the question to the council that I'm going to be asking is, do you want to have 4 more backups, which is, I mean, she has and we're going to vote on it.
I think to me, it really didn't matter how many we have in the pool. It could be 2 or 3.
But see, we only have a selection of 5.
5, yeah. It could be 2 to 5.
Okay.
But my input or my concern is to have the developer have the opportunity to contract directly with anyone in our pool.
But I don't think that's what we bid, Am I correct? We didn't bid.
Well, the services are for the city, and it's at the discretion of the city how we want to apply the services.
But her request is not that the city is going to be selecting it. Her request is to do the same thing that we do with engineering in planning and zoning, that for when somebody comes and wants to subdivide, that we give them the list of our qualified personnel, and then the owner or the vendor or the developer selects. Am I correct? That's what you...
Yes. Of course, the results of the actual testing would have to be submitted to the city, for approval.
Yes, we would have...
The other little note that I would like to add is that if, say, one of these companies is doing the actual design and maybe doing the overall construction review or the actual construction, that they not be allowed to test their own work. Because I think it's important that they don't grade their own paper.
Yes, there's no conflict.
Right.
I also just would like for our fellow council members to take into consideration the evaluation committee. I review their evaluations, and MEG engineers are one of the ones with the lowest outstanding ratings. I mean, I think what our staff is doing, taking the time to evaluate these proposals and these qualifications, they are say something to us and make sure we get the most qualified individuals.
Any other questions? Then I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign?
No.
No.
Vote is 3-2. Mr. Vela, thank you. 3-2, and 3.8 is authorized with the pool at the end.
But that's not what the motion is.
Yeah.
No, for him to consider the pool in the end and come back to us with the pool.
But the motion that was voted on was to select Millennium.
That's correct, for the motion. But for him to take your recommendation and study it, and if he needs to come back to us, come back to us,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
But for right now, what is authorized is to engage with Milliam Engineering.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay? 3.9, I don't see Mr. Flores here. Either you're gonna... Ms. Lerma, you got the floor. You're recognized. 3.9.
Mayor and Council, 3.9 is the approval of ordinance number
4808? 4808.
4808 of the City Council of the City of Mission, Texas, approving a negotiated resolution between the city and Texas Gas Service regarding the company's April 30th, 2019 cost of service adjustment. And this is also recognized as a COSA. On April 30th, 2019, Texas Gas Service Company filed for a rate increase. TGS, which is Texas Gas Service, claimed an entitlement to rate relief under the tariff in the amount of $2,161,343 on a system-wide basis. Attorney Thomas Brocato and consultant Carl Nalepa reviewed the TGS filing and negotiated a settlement, agreed to recommend a settlement of $2,087,516 on a system-wide basis. Of this amount, $1,921,708 is attributable to the RGVSA incorporated areas. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Do I hear a motion on the floor?
I move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second? Mr. Vela, you recognize the second. Open it for discussion by any of the city council persons. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And 3.9, ordinance 4808 is approved. 3.10, Ms. Vela. You recognize, ma'am?
I'm going to wait for the,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you were waiting for me.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Item 3.10 is the approval of the May 2019 financial statements. The unadjusted beginning balance for the period was $19,790.12. Audit adjustments were $1,486,889, leaving an adjusted beginning balance of $18,303,122. Total revenues for the month were $6,120,732, and total expenditures were $6,346,586, leaving an adjusted fund balance of $18,077,268. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Do I hear a motion for the financial statement approval for May?
Motion.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve May 2019 financial statement as presented by Ms. Vela. While this, I open it for discussion by any of the council persons to see if they, any questions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.10 is approved. 3.11, Mr. Barrera is not here. Chair recognizes Ms. Lerma.
Mayor and Council, 3.11 is authorization to amend the interlocal agreement between the City of Mission, Texas and the City of Guanjano, Texas for animal control services. Due to the increased cost of services that we're providing by the City of Mission for each of the animals that's collected and brought into the animal shelter, the fee will be amended to $70 per animal. The fee should become effective September 1st of 2019, which allows us a 30-day notice to them as requested in the contract. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
I move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion, and I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Is the same rate, the rate that's with the city of Alton? I just want to
It
make
is
sure for the
correct.
record that we're open it for further discussion by any of the council persons. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.11 is approved. 3.12, Mr. Benson.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I have before you item 3.12, which is the authorization to accept monetary donation from Leadership Mission. Staff is seeking authorization to accept a monetary donation from Leadership Mission Class 36 for the purchase and installation of Home of the Grapefruit signs located at the southeast and northwest corners of Bryan Road overpass Interstate 2 in the amount of $9,960. Staff and city manager recommend approval of donation.
Do I hear a motion?
Mayor, I move for approval.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Vela, second. Open it for discussion. No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.12, you're authorized to accept the donation.
Thank you, Mayor. I have in the crowd today, in the audience, two current board members, Lenny Garza and Bianca Ververo.
Will you please come to the podium and say a few words, please, so you can be recognized?
Sorry, Mayor, it wasn't just for this.
That's okay. You're only on Facebook Live.
On behalf of Leadership Mission, we'd like to thank Mission Parks and Rec and Brad in the attempts in allowing us to donate this monetary fund to sponsor the Home of the Grapefruit signs on Bryan.
Good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And you don't have nothing to say?
Thank you, City, for the great work that y'all are doing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for taking the Leadership Mission course,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
3.12 is approved. 3.13, presentation of preliminary budget. Mr. Perez, you recognize?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Good afternoon. This item 3.13 is a presentation of the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2019-2020. And as per our city charter, the city manager between 60 to 90 days prior to the beginning of each fiscal year shall submit to the city council as a proposed budget in which the budget shall provide a complete financial plan for the fiscal year. Presented is a preliminary budget with the recommendation. It is preliminary budget as it was discussed at the workshop last week. We do have with the general fund total appropriations, again preliminary at $45 million, $45.8 million. Our special revenue funds at $10.2 million. Our enterprise funds at $35.8 million. And our debt service at $5.5 million, our capital projects at $6.1 million, and our internal service fund at $5.6 million. A preliminary total fund balance for all funds appropriated, $109,251,000. So this is a presentation.
Do we need action?
No action.
No action, Mr. Martinez. No action is required.
And a copy will be available in the City Secretary's office for review.
Yes. Is it possible to publish a summary in an ad to, I would think that, I've always had that deal that we have a public hearing and nobody knows what, unless they come to pick up a packet at City Hall, when we're, yeah. At least a summary, maybe not the detailed one, and then from there at least they'll be able to read the progress of the monitor and they'll be able to ask questions and maybe make a trip over here to pick up as far as that is concerned. No action, so I'll go ahead and move to 3.14, set the public hearing date for fiscal year 2019-20 annual budget. Mr. Perez, you recognize.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The city manager is requesting to set the public hearing for fiscal year 2019-2020 annual budget on Monday, August the 12th, 2019, as required by city charter. Section 9.06, notice of public hearing on budget. At the meeting of the city council at which the budget is submitted, the city council shall fix the time and place of the public hearing on the budget and shall cause to publish in the newspaper of general circulation within the city of Mission a notice of public hearing setting forth the time and place thereof at least 10 days before the date of such hearing. A public hearing is to give interested parties the opportunity to be heard. Public hearing dates, time, and location will be published in the local newspaper. Staff recommendation is the approval of the public hearing dates for fiscal year 2019-20 annual budget. on August 12, 2019.
Okay, thank you. I open it for any motion to accept the public hearing or come up with a motion to approve or disapprove the public hearing. Do I hear a motion?
I'm sorry, what's the,
The public hearing is to be held on Monday, August the 12th. The date's already, so either approve or disapprove that date.
okay, I move to accept the date as presented
date.
by our city
We
manager.
have a motion to accept the date of Monday, August the 12th of the public hearing.
Second, Mayor.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion for any of the council members. Is that okay with you all? You all in agreement? If so, I'm going to call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are setting the public hearing for Monday, August the 12th. 3.15, approval of ordinance 4809. Mr. Pettis?
Yes, sir. This is a organizational chart attached as Exhibit A. As it was discussed in the workshop last week, it shall be administratively organized. Due to the growth of the city, the necessary changes are being recommended. The last amendment for the organizational chart was in December of 2005. Staff's recommendation approval of Exhibit A as presented in the workshop.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 4809, and this I open it for further discussion. Any questions on the organizational charts as follow-up from the workshop? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance 4809 is approved.
Thank you.
Item 3.16, Ms. Vela.
Item 316 is the approval of the attached budget amendments in the general fund and the 2018 CO fund. In the general fund, we have revenues and expenditures of $12,960 for the donations received for signs at the Bryan Overpass from Leadership Mission and for the Mission PD K-9 Bureau from Mission resident Arthur P. Tierney. And in the 2018 CO fund, we have expenditures of $88,979, which is an allocation of expenditures for the carpet renovation at the Public Safety Municipal Building and for additional commercial dumpsters for sanitation, which was approved on May 29th by council. Staff and city manager recommend approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor to approve 3.16. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second, and this I open it for discussion from any other council persons. No discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ms.
you.
Vela, budget amendments have been approved. 3.17, Chief Dominguez.
Mayor, City Council, item 3.17 is authorization to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Texas Department of Public Safety for the renewal of certification of Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Authority. The MOU will maximize the effective utilization of commercial motor vehicle and driver and cargo inspection resources. It would also expand the number of inspections performed and will advance uniformity of inspections and minimize delays in schedules. Staff and city manager recommend approval on this MOU.
Do I hear a motion to approve 3.17?
I move to approve.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. I recognize, the chair recognizes Mr. Vela as the second. 3.17, this I open up for further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3.17 is approved. Chief Dominguez?
Thank you.
I have no unfinished business on 4.0. Am I correct, Mr. Perez? No unfinished. Ms. Carrillo? No unfinished business. 5.0, I call for 5.1, city manager's comment. Mr. Perez?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I do just want to wish the participants for the TAF will be traveling to College Station this week, leaving Wednesday. We do have over 100 participants representing the city of Mission in the TAF games in College Station. So wish them the best of luck and safe travels for those competitions. Also just wanted to remind and invite the public. We are hosting movie nights on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. and everyone is invited. It's a free event, and we do have it in our social media pages and as far as the information on our website as well. So continue inviting all the public and everyone for this wonderful event. So that's it. Thank you.
I call for 5.2, Mayor's comment. I just want to wish those that are headed to the World Series. We approximately I think we have 4 teams left that are still alive, and those that are coming back from Louisiana. I would like just to thank you for being ambassadors of goodwill, good sportsmanship, with the experience of being a young kid at that age and then heading over to the World Series is something to remember, that you're going to be remembering 15, 20 years from now, or as old as I am, maybe 20, 30, 40 years. So I want to thank the Boys Club, the Boys and Girls Club, and give you the recognition that we, keep up your hard work with these young individuals, because it's really a great crime prevention operation, as far as that is concerned, because you tie up all those youth in this kind of organization and then have them travel to beyond that, and those are kudos to the organization. Make sure that you tell the board that, and not I will appear before the board and let them know myself on behalf of the council as far as that is concerned. And at the same time, I want to echo the comments that I said at the workshop for those the individuals that are working very, very hard out there in getting our data for our drainage committee, and as well as for the study with working together with TETSI, and that will go to all our staff members, especially those that work behind the scenes. We have a lot of employees that are behind the scene that don't get recognized. Today I'm just saying thank you for your service and for the service on behalf of the citizens of Mission. And at that point, I will call 5.3, the city council comments, and I'll start with Mr. Vela.
Just wanted to thank Leadership Mission for the Home of the Grapefruit signs, and Mr. Turney for the donation of $3,000 to the canines. That was nice.
Ms. Garza?
I'll echo the same comments.
No new comments?
No new comments. I'm sure our puppies are going to like to have their little cooling vests.
Yeah, the same thing. Those signs are looking real nice.
Ms. Ochoa?
I would just like to extend an invitation to all the public and all of you, if you, some of us don't really see the doctor regularly, and we have Operation Lone Star right now going on at Juarez Lincoln High School. And we invite the public and any of you to go and get free services for dental, medical, and vision.
Good job. Without further ado, I'll call for 6.0, executive pursuit to VTCA Government Code Section 551.001.
More to approve.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We will be back as soon as 6.18 and 6.2 is taken care of.
More to recommend.
So moved.
Motion and second to reconvene under the executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. For the record, 6.1A, I'm going to refer it to our city attorney.
There's no action required.
Okay, thank you. I will call for 7.0. We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourning this meeting.